Welcome to the night where we light up the spark. We're trading crypto, finance, you'll be mad on the charts. Hosted by the one, Lunar Beaches top shark. Dive deep into the numbers cause this ain't no lark. We're crunching all the data, making money moves fast. From Wall Street to the blockchain, making predictions last. Community together in this financial blast. Markets after dollar shatter ceilings made of glass. Mad on the charts with Lunar's bright lights. Crypto markets soaring through the night. Follow the trends, see future in sight. It's markets after dark, the financial flight. From Bitcoin to Ethereum, we're mapping the road. Stock tips and insights, secrets ready to unload. Trading strategies, sharp on knowledge be showed. Let Lunar Beaches guide you to the mother lode. Economic loops and the way the dollar flows. Community vibes where everybody grows.
Welcome to Markets After Dark, where we go mad on the charts right here on the Piper Academy Network, Sunday through Thursday evening, 11 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Thank you for joining me. I am Lunar Beaches Crypto, and this is TA Tuesday. This evening we'll be doing TA. Oh, yay! And we'll go over swing trading. And because I had a request to go over swing trading by Kelly Font. Kelly, where are you at, Kelly? Kelly, where are you at, Kelly? Maybe she'll watch the playback. She'll be here. What's going on, everybody? Hope you are doing well. Bitcoin looking spicy, but what's it gonna be? Is it giving us a fake out, or what? Or what? We'll see. We'll get into that, of course. Get into TA because it's TA Tuesday. So before we before we get into, we gotta bring up the madhouse. What's going on, everybody? How you doing? All two of you in here, thank you for being here. Thank you for joining me, Alexander G. As always, thank you for hoping that I had an amazing day. I had an okay day. It was a good day. It wasn't a bad day. Any day above ground is a good day. There are some stressful days, but meh. Let it all slide off your back. Let me ask you guys something. Those of you that work or have ever had a job, which should be all of you, at least, I hope. 2.5, I'm half here. I don't even know what that means. But anyways. Dang it. Retro Mic Tech. Oh, 2.5. Oh, you're half. Oh. I get it now. You're half here. I got you. Thank you, Retro Mic Tech, for being half here. I appreciate you for being here at all. Any piece of you, I would have accepted if you were 1/3 here or just a quarter here. But you're like a whole half, and I'm a half glass full kind of guy. So I appreciate you for being here, RMT. I really wish you wouldn't have made me lose my train of thought, though. Because I feel like I had something important to say, but I guess it wasn't that important if I don't remember. If I cannot remember. Anyways, guys, let me level with you real quick, okay? Look at me. I'm tired. I'm so tired. I am beat down. I think I figured out my issues for the past few months, and I think it comes down to something about a burnout. Yeah, I think it's just burnout. It's just all it is. Retro Mic Tech always derailing the stream. No, Me looking over at the chat while I'm trying to think of what I'm going to be talking about is me derailing the stream. You're just talking, which is what you're supposed to do as a chatter, as a chatty Cathy, you know. You were asking if we all had jobs. Oh yeah, I remember saying that, but I don't remember why. Okay, so if you have a job, right? I was gonna go somewhere with that, but now I have no freaking clue. So if you have a job, right? You've had a job before, right? I hope you've had a job before. You ever had a job that you didn't want to do? What was I talking about? I said every day above ground is a good day, right? And then I said, if you had a job, so we hit 107. Yeah, we did hit 107, I think, maybe. 107, 137. Yep. 107, 137. So yeah, we hit 107. Hot 107.1. Kiss FM. Is that like a magic number or something? We'll get in. We'll get to the chart as soon as I figure out what I was trying to talk about. You got a day job. Then life sucks for you too. It wasn't what I was gonna say, but I don't know. Tonight's we're gonna be talking about swing trading, which helps if you have a day job. That's not at all what I was getting at, but this is where we are now. So swing trading might be good for you because it requires less work. Hey, now I like my day job sometimes. You know what I can do? Hold on. I wonder if I go and I watch the stream back and I back it up, then maybe I'll spark it. All right, hold on. You can see me lose my train of thought. Get into TA because it's TA Tuesday. So before we gotta bring up the madhouse. Anyways. Oh, I remember now. Okay, now I remember. Don't let me lose my train of thought, RMT, okay? Alright? I remember now. If you have a day job, I want to ask you a question, okay? Put a 1 in chat. Let me finish before you start putting numbers in the chat. Put a 1 in chat if when you leave work, you don't think about work. Put a 2 in chat if you leave work and you do think about work. And this only pertains to people that have to go somewhere and clock in and they work for someone else. Okay? And you don't own your own business, because then you're always thinking about your work. Because it's what, I mean, you have to. You have to be thinking about it. I ask this because I just answered your question, RMT. 2, 2, 2, 3, 1. See, for me, once I leave work, I do not think about it. It is like, I do not think about it at all. My wife is almost clueless on my day-to-day work. Well, but she basically is. How was work today? It was work. I don't really, like, something crazy or could have happened and or whatever, something, but it's like work related. So, first of all, I find it difficult talking about work when I'm talking to somebody that has no idea what I'm talking about. Unless it's another pool professional, they're probably not going to have any idea what I'm talking about, or they maintain their own pool. They might have a little bit of an idea of what I'm talking about, but most people that maintain their own pool still don't have any idea what they're doing. But anyways, there's no like rhyme or reason for why I'm asking that question. It's just that I'm able to just, and I love it, because it's like, I go to work, I do my job, I do what I'm supposed to do, go above and beyond. But I leave and I'm just like, that's there. I don't bring that home with me. Even if I had a bad day, if I had a great day, doesn't matter. Like literally before I even leave the parking lot, I'm not even thinking. I am thinking about so many other things when I leave work. Before I even leave work, I'm thinking about, what am I going to talk about on tonight's show? I'm thinking, what's going on in the Discords? And then I'm like, there's so many Discords. Which one do I go in, hop in and talk? And that's the thing. I overthink. And I've gotten to a point to where it's like, I rarely even talk anymore. You know? Because it's so much. There's so much going on. And then I got a baby on the way, due in October. I come home to my beautiful wife and children. But more importantly, I come home to a toddler. And I love him to death. And all he wants to do is play. And I'll play with him. Of course I'll play with him. And I love it. However, sometimes you're just like, you feel the work. Does that make sense? You don't think about your day. You don't think about how things went or any of this stuff. But you feel the energy that has been drained from you. And after an hour of playing with your toddler, literally an hour, even after 30 minutes, but after an hour, and they're just still zooming, you're just like, brother, Daddy's got work to do outside of work. Because that's what I think about. And I'm like, we have been playing trucks for the past hour. How can you possibly want to play more trucks? I still love it. I will never, ever, ever regret creating these memories. I'm just venting. It's not even really a vent. I'm just saying my life is crazy. It's hectic. those out there that's got a more than one child probably understands pretty well. And I'm about to have a fourth kid living under my roof. And you know what? Wouldn't trade it for anything except for a Lambo. I'd trade them all for a Lambo. No. You're not missing anything, Melissa. I haven't even gotten into anything. We're 15 minutes in, 16 minutes in, and I haven't even pulled up a chart yet. I've already got people dropping out. Because I'm starting to use you guys as my therapy. All right, that's what you're my therapy. I don't have a job. I have a career. I'm critical to the company, and it may or may not collapse without me. So yeah, there's that. Even more importantly, Cam Ward season is about to start. Yeah, we're getting there, brother. Brother. We're getting there, brother. What's going on, Melissa? One love. Hope you're doing well. You got this. Thank you, Harp. I appreciate you, Harp. Another amazing person. Let's get over here to the charts. All right. So, first of all, we're trending, okay? We've got a nice little trend going on. All right? Try to hold the trend, okay? I want all of you to go to your charts right now. I want you to put on this line, this exact line from here, from the April 20th 420 low, and touch all these lows in here on the daily chart, okay? Just do it for me, please. And then I want you to come over here. I want you to click on this trend line. I want you to lock it in place. And then once you've done that, click this little clock that says add alert. You click that, okay? Click it. Hello? 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 Okay, right click, add alert. What is going on? Oh boy. Hey, how's it going, everybody? I'm just restarting Trading View. Hope I clicked on Trading View. Yep. Oh. Bing, 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 bing. I did it. Hey, you made it. What's going on, Kelly Fant? I went on a whole rant just to wait on you. All right. All right. So we've got that trend line. Let's click add alert. There we go. All right. Crossing. When it crosses the trend line. When it touches. When it taps it. Star Wars nerd. Duh. Don't you know me by now? Gonna hit create. Okay. There we go. An alert created. Now we're going to go in a little bit closer. Let's go to the 4 hour. Let's make sure we are touching lows, okay? We're touching lows. Touching lows. Okay, touching. Okay. If price comes back down to it, you're going to get an alert. Are you going to go long? No. No. We don't go long. But we are alerted. We are on alert. And we drop down to the 15-minute. And we look. And we wait. And we see, do we get a bounce? Kind of like this. Do we get a bounce? And then a pullback. And then a break of the high. Bounce, pullback, break of high. Okay? If we get that 15-minute break right here, when that candle closes, you go long. Not financial advice, but you go long. Put in your long position just below, swing low, and go for a 2-to-1. 2-to-1. And then you let it sit. This is a swing trade. Okay? Because it is a swing trade, because we are entering on the 15-minute, then our time frame for this, for our target, is typically 2 to 10 days. So it really depends on the target distance and the volatility in the market. Now, personally, if I'm swing trading, this is the simple way, okay? You set that trade, you go long, you put your stop loss in, you manage your risks, no more than 1% of your account. I would say no more than 1 to 3x. Swing trades are typically high margin, low leverage. 1% of your account. So if you're at like 100, let's just make this like 1% to make the mathier, easier. Let's say you're at a 1% stop. Okay, let's say that's the low. Is a 1% stop. Okay, you want to go a little bit below that swing low. Okay, now a lot of people ask, how low should you go on the swing low? I say at least 0.5%. So we're going to put it at 1.5. Okay, you're going to go either 0.5% or, I wrote this stuff down, or 1%. You're either going to go 0.5% or 1%. And then off of that, you're going to do a 2-to-1. You can do a 2-to-1 or a 3-to-1. Or you can do like I do and put on this and just do trailing stop loss. Every time you break a new high, you trail the stop. Break a new high, trail the stop. Where do you break or where do you trail your stop? Great question. Let's pretend that we got in right here. Let's pretend we got in along right here. This is our stop. Okay? We're not going to move our stop until we break this high. Once this candle closes above this high, once it closes above on the 4-hour, move our stop to that swing low or just below that swing low. And you let it continue to go. And you just let it go. Now, once you start getting a little choppy in here, maybe it's time to take some profits. Okay? If it's not a clear continuation where you're just continuing to push and you start to get down close candles even if you're pushing to the upside, I mean, you're still you want to take some profit off the table, at least a little bit. But our stop still down here. So remember that, okay? No highs broken. Well, we did move this high. We did break this high here. I wouldn't say we got a proper pullback though. Like before, like this is a proper pullback. But now that we have closed above this high, then we move our stop just below this low. And this is where a lot of stops are resting. Okay? It's just below this low. So we could come back down to that, or we could just complete, or that stop loss could hold. The point is, we're already in profit. And let's see, if we had gotten in off of this bounce, let's say 15-minute, let's just say it closed like right here. And let's put our stop loss just below the low, okay? And we aim for that 2 to 1. 2 to 1 right there, okay? I mean, if you've got your stop down here, you've already gotten your 2 to 1. And but you've moved your stop above your original target. So you have locked in your original trade gains. And now you're just trying to aim higher. And from this, you have a couple of options. You can either, once this breaks, if this breaks even higher, you can either move the stop or add to your position. Because we have clearly created a consolidation range and then are starting to break to the upside. So you can just maintain that stop. What will happen is if this breaks up, get a pullback, add to your position on the pullback, your entry will move up somewhere in here. You don't want it to go above your stop. So you don't want to add too much to your position to where it moves your entry above your stop, because we want to maintain the profits that we already locked in. Okay. Now, once we have added to the position, we are continuing higher. We break again. Let's say we added to our position here. All right, if we add to our position here on this pullback, so let's just say we pulled back. Once we broke the highs, we're pulling back to the highs. Great, 15-minute. On the 15-minute, we create this, market structure shift. We add to our position there, and then our stop loss, or not our stop loss, but our entry moves to the upside. I've got way too much Mexican spaghetti on here. Give me 1 second. Once our stop loss has moved to our entry, push, and then next one. Okay. So now our stop. Whoa. All right, let's just say this is our stop. Okay. We've added to our position right here. We move our stop loss just above here, but our average entry should be somewhere like down here. So we are still in profit, okay? Still in profit. This is our new entry, but in our new stop. But our entry, this is where we added to our position, not our new entry. This is where we added to our position. That is going to move naturally because you're buying higher, so your entry price is going to go higher. But your stop loss being above your entry is still going to keep you protected. And then once you start breaking out to new highs, you can then start moving that stop loss, but your entry is still pretty low, right? And you just keep moving that stop loss after every break. You get a break, Move up, you come down, push up, you get a break. All right, cool. We got a break. Now let's move our stop loss. And then you just continue to do that until eventually price does come back down. Move our stop. And then price does eventually come back down and take you out. Now, when you move that stop loss, you could also add to the trade. If you're moving your stop, you can probably add to the trade. Just make sure that what you're adding to the trade doesn't move your new entry above your trailing stop loss. Now, how to hold on to a swing trade without getting shooketh outeth. Plain and simple, have rules, follow your rules. I like to split my position into thirds and take a third of profit at break of market structure on consecutive time frames. That works too. Yep. That works too. So find what works best for you and your lifestyle. This is something where swing trades, you only want to check the trade maybe twice a day and just chill. Just chill. Kelly, just calm down and let your trade play out. Okay? If you're going to lose money, you're going to lose money. But over multiple trades, if you manage your risk properly and you're following your rules, you should come out in profit, especially if you are making more when price goes in your direction than you are losing when it goes against you. 2-to-1 is the simple one. 3-to-1. I like 3-to-1s, but I like even more than that. But you gotta go. We're talking scalps, okay? So to hold on to the trade, simple as this. Follow your rules. And also, and I said this in a Discord, but it needs to be said to everybody that is going through the same thing. If you are feeling any type of way about a trade, like any type of bad way, like if it's giving you anxiety, cut the trade. You shouldn't be trading. Cut it. Just go ahead, cut it. Because the reason why you need to cut it is because you probably have too much money in it that you cannot afford to lose. Simple as. You've got too much money and probably too much leverage on too tight of a stop loss on a swing trade. You've got to give swing trades room to breathe because of how volatile this market is. Scalps, you're going to have tighter stops. Swing trades, you're going to have bigger stops, which means you need lower leverage. Typically, you go a little bit higher in margin, but the main thing is do not exceed what you are comfortable with putting into a trade. Better yet, don't put, depending on whatever your stop loss is, if you look at the trade prior to entering it, and you look at the stop loss, and that stop loss, what you would lose in that trade, if that doesn't make you feel good, then you're using too much margin. If you think I could stand losing that, then you're probably good. Probably. So you just lower the leverage. Especially if you're trading altcoins, I highly suggest that if you are trading trading altcoins, that you don't go over like a 3x. Especially if you are newer to trading. Do not go over 3x. Leverage is a tool that you can use, but you have to be able to use it responsibly. So there you go. New Earth Guardian, what's going on? What does the little graduation hat mean next to your name? It means she be modern. No, she's had a membership for more than 1 year. Wow. That's crazy. Now, the wrench, what makes her a mod. So, you said that really helps. Thank you. Or, good, great, amazing. That is rockstar status. I have been doing streams on this channel for over a year, and I've only been a member for like 3 months. And that's mostly because it took me forever to figure out that I needed to change. I needed to take my YouTube premium account was connected to my Apple Pay, I guess. So there was no like actual like card per se. I don't know. All I know is that I had to put my YouTube on a different on a card. I had to change my whole. I had to cancel my subscription and reinstate it on a different card. And it just took me a while to get to it. But yeah. 3 months. Woo! I'm at 3 months too. Yep. I became a member of both Alexo Crypto and the Piper Academy on the same day once I got my card on there. What's going on, Wick 589? Hope you're doing well. One day, Alexandra is going to make $1 billion trading with all the info she's gained. Or she'll just continue to round trip because she doesn't learn her lesson. Sorry, that might have been too far. That you didn't deserve that, Alexandra G. Look, I'm not the one that says my middle name is round trip, okay? All right, I've decided to never sell XRP. That's it. There you go. Speaking of XRP, XRP1, check that out. XRP futures trading on the CME for the first time ever. Look at all the volume in there. There's so much volume. So many people are excited about XRP. Look at all the volume. It's so cute. Big volume though here. This might give us little hints. Okay, this big volume here between 233 and 234, 235. Always sell your XRP at $3. Yeah, there you go. XRP bottom is strong like bull. XRP USDT. Going over this last night, I was kind of concerned, to be quite frank with you. Wick, but actually, this is actually not too bad. It actually doesn't look too bad. We did get the breakout on XRP, so we're just kind of looking for it. Hopefully, we're just looking for maybe this was maybe the back test is wrapped up. maybe, or maybe we can go a little bit lower and touch that and then go. Don't know what that drawing was. What's up with that chart? Lack of volume. If you're still talking about the XRP chart, yeah, it's just let's see if we already broke and then pushed off, then to pull back at the high. This would be like a good time to consider firing off along on XRP. Breakout, back test. The only problem is I guess it's not really a problem because it did bounce off. Yeah, be careful here. Looking at potential head and shoulders. Come now, swing wide those gates. Got some relatively equal lows down here below $2.03. Careful, careful. Especially if Bitcoin starts to slide. Speaking of Bitcoin dominance, hey, came back for the retest of 64%. We'll see if that's going to be it. If that's it, if it's a wrap, we'll see. Not about the breakout, it's about your retest. That's right. Melissa knows, got to get some good moves in before the heat of the summer. Wonder if summertime sadness is even still a thing. Summertime sadness? Who gets sad during the summer? Anyways, just take profits when breaking consecutive fib retracement levels or just via PNL retracement, i.e. retrace by a third, take a third profit, retrace by 2/3, take 2/3 profit, then you never round trip. There you go. I already lost the battle. I've got a snoring Yorkie. What are you? All right. You guys are just wild. Wilding out. I swear. I love you. I love you for it. But y'all need some Jesus. Yes, that is Even in Arcadia by Sleep Token. Come now, swing wide those gates. Something paid my penance kindly. Just in time for Judgment Day. T Swift? Wait. Did I do a Taylor Swift reference? I don't even know, to be honest. I don't listen to Taylor Swift. So I don't know. I've heard some songs, but who knows? All right, weekly chart's looking great. Let's go over the 3-month chart. So let's just go ahead and let's remove these drawings in here. Yes, remove the ones that I even have. So yeah, we were talking about this not that long ago, the sweep of the previous quarter low, and we are starting to push for that previous quarter high. I think we're going to get there. I do think that we set a new all-time high here relatively soon. Don't tell Piper I said that, but yeah, I do think so. I do think we are going to see a new all-time high here relatively soon. Let's pull a fib from top to low. We can see that we have broken that 886. We got to close above it, and then we did come down below it today or yesterday on Monday. But you look at this big wick. Look at these big lower shadows down here. What does this signal? This signals buying pressure. We've got buyers stepping in the market, okay? This candle came in and swept the weekend, okay? It swept the weekend and swept Friday, okay? It swept the weekend so hard that he had to stop touring. I don't know. I tried to think of something, but I forgot all the weekend songs, and because I'm not an avid listener. But anyways, big long lower shadow, lower wick. That means buyers stepped in and pushed the price up, and guess what? We maintained that 886 at 105,375. So we're maintaining $105,000. That is good. And again, we did get our highest daily candle close ever Sunday and our highest weekly candle close of all time. Candle closes, not all-time highs, but candle closes. This is bullish. We are continuing to put in consecutive higher highs and higher lows. Bullish. Okay. We are maintaining trend. Bullish. Should you be cautious because we are at the highs? Yes. What is my conviction though? Bullish. Because why? Because price action is bullish. Until that changes, I have no reason to be bearish. Because we are still bullish. I don't care what anybody says. Fundamentals, throw them out the window. The chart is still bullish. Okay? Show me the chart, I'll tell you the news. High, low, high, low, high, low, high, low. Next, we'll see if we go higher. And if we don't, and if we come down and we break this low, then okay. Maybe that's it. Maybe it's over. Or maybe it's just an ABC correction before we go higher. Who knows? But we are at the high, so you still got to be cautiously optimistic, okay? And we still have that potential of that ABC correction coming in here, which would probably be much steeper than that. Probably be something like this, because I still think that these lows are ripe for the taking. But we'll see. We shall see. I haven't even looked at the heat map in ages. Let's take a look at the heat map. Can you act correctly, sir? Yeah, I used to like it mowing more. But I'm a scalper. I usually enter on the 8-minute and exit on the 2, 4, and 6. All right, New Earth Guardian, you're on a whole different level than most people. Okay. Things look pretty bullish, breaking all-time highs, man. Yeah. All right, so we do have some liquidity resting below us here, but this is at 103. I mean, we want to zoom out to see if there's any of that liquidity in those specific areas that I was just looking at. So we're going to zoom out to the 1 month. This is the lows down here. So we do have some liquidity sitting down here. I don't know that it's bright enough to warrant price to get down there. We got some equal lows though. Yeah. Do we have equal lows? Not really. I mean, we have some relatively equal lows here. But those could still hold. Especially considering these are massive wicks, man. Just showing the buying power. But getting a rejection currently. No bearish divergence though. On the 4 hour at least. Let's go to the 1 hour. No bearish divergence. Why no bearish divergence? Well, because price did not create a higher high. And our oscillator did not either. If we wanted to see a bearish divergence, then we would see Bitcoin come up here and we would get a divergence between Bitcoin and the oscillators. We didn't get that. Instead, it just looks like we got to the highs and we're just cooling off and taking a little breather before we potentially move higher. Let's take a look at our spaceman levels. We do have the previous week low is still down here. We did sweep the previous week high. We've come down and we've come back up to the previous week high. And we do have the previous day high sitting above us. This is the 1 hour. So yeah, that was literally at the start of yesterday. So we've come up. We swept the previous week high on the open yesterday, and we've come up and we're rejecting that same level currently. Once we rejected that previous week high, we came down below the previous week midpoint, consolidated, and then bounced above it. So that could act as a potential support area. We do have, this is almost like a power of three. You've got your accumulation, manipulation, so you get to push to the downside to manipulate, and then you get your distribution to the upside. And yeah, once this cools off, I mean, hell, man, we might see new all-time high this week. Where's Friday? Where's Sunday? Sunday night. Those tornadoes are wild. Yeah, man. Sunday, 8 p.m. There we go. We have this much time. I just said we could break new all-time high this week. And so this is how much time we have. Easy. Come down, bounce. Come down, consolidate, breakthrough. Who knows? New all-time high leading into the Bitcoin conference is almost perfect because the Bitcoin conference almost always, at least since I've been in crypto, it has never been a time for Bitcoin to pump. It has always been a sideways and down time. But that doesn't mean we can't have something exciting leading into it. But we also have to remember there's a lot of whales that are participating at Bitcoin 2025, and that's why you don't see a whole lot of price action going on while the Bitcoin conference is going on, because most of the massive whales, Bitcoin whales, are at that event, or at Bitcoin conference 2025, except for the Chinese whales. If there are still any that exist, which I'm sure there are, but like China itself. But yeah, I don't know. I'm still cautious. That we might come down and take these lows. So just gotta be careful, especially. I mean, this is the ugliest price action. I gotta tell you, this is some pretty ugly price action here. I mean, this is looking kind of double toppy in here, to be quite frank. Or Dave, however you want to look at me. The conference looks boring. There's over 400 speakers. 400 speakers. And you know what's not going to be boring about the conference? Meeting Piper, meeting TradeFly, meeting Alexo Crypto, my brother, my short king brother, meeting Dave Digital, Crypto Billy. Anybody else that's going that is from our communities, that is from these communities that I know and that I talk to, that's what's going to be the most fun about that event. I also have a press pass, so I will be working. I'll be working and twerking, networking and twerking. Working and networking. Okay, without the twerking. Definitely not doing that. I mean the conference part. Yeah, I mean, that's because you're probably a degen crypto person and not a Bitcoin person. Who knows? But it is Vegas. Yes, I'll have fun in Vegas. So regardless, I will still have fun. My wife is coming with me. So that's fun. A vacation, pretty much a vacation, and without children. Ooh. 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 Love it. Give us backstage exclusive stream, LBC. Plan on it. I've got to get with Piper on certain things because I am technically there as part of the Piper Academy, but I also want to do stuff, obviously, for Lunar Beaches Crypto. So, I really want to. I want to just split it up between this and that. I could probably, like, if it's like a serious type of deal, like maybe an interview or something, reserve that for Piper Academy. And if it's just like random fun backstage exclusive stuff, whatever, put that on Lunar Beaches Crypto. We'll see. What's going on, Jason? What's going on, Dreamer? I got it. It's Dreamer. Megaphone. Oh yeah, you see me just constantly drawing the megaphone here, over and over and over again. Do megaphones break to the upside or to the downside? Pop quiz. 1 or 2. Up, 2 down. Don't look at how I drew it because it could just as easily do this. Okay? Pop quiz. Usually breaks to the downside, says Alexandra G. You think so? One more often. Upside. Do 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 do. This is audible. So now remember, no pattern plays out 100% of the time how it's supposed to play out. But yeah, the higher time frames, Bitcoin definitely looks. Thank you, Alexander G. The higher time frames definitely look super bullish because it is super bullish. But for the most part, thank you, New Earth. For the most part, most of the time, this was a trick question, okay? Alexander G was right, and so are you guys. But you all failed the test. Because it depends on something in particular, on whether or not it should break to the downside or to the upside. And that's because the megaphone pattern is a particular type of pattern. What kind of pattern? Can you guess? I don't have that on any of my flashcards. You should put more stock in the chart patterns because I mean, I started off with patterns, was pretty successful with them. Then I got into smart money concepts and became very unsuccessful. So you choose whatever works best for you. Pretty much there. It depends on what you do leading into the megaphone, because the megaphone pattern is a continuation pattern. So if you are going into a megaphone pushing to the upside, then you are more likely to see a breakout to the upside. Now, this isn't really a megaphone. This is more like a broadening wedge. Megaphone is more sideways. Megaphone is more this. Doesn't really like do that. That makes sense? This is more of a broadening wedge. Whereas a megaphone is more like a megaphone. The price comes in and bounces, continues down. Or price comes up, bounces, continues up. Megaphone. Another way to describe this, as I call it in Elliott wave theory, is an expanded flat. That's what it is. So there's different ways to describe it, but it just all depends on where you put your lines. Your lines. Now higher. Whoop. Thought I selected the trend line. What just happened here? Rut-row. Rut-row, Raggy. Should we short? Short from the box. Just above the high. Give yourself a little room. Sweep the lows. Give yourself a 2-to-1. Does that work? Yes. Why? Because demand zone. 2-to-1 stops you short, but that's all you're going to risk. 2-to-1. Also gets you into a little bit of this imbalance. I bet it's, yeah, fair value gap here on the 1 hour. It gets you into that 1 hour fair value gap. And this looks like it might actually play out. Looks like it's trying to play out right now. So move that stop just above. Yeah. Let's say this swing high. Whoops. Thank you. Swing high right here. This one little move here. Let's go down to the 5. Push up. I don't know if I'd consider that a swing high, because it didn't like break a high, but it was a pretty decent sized candle. But we also created a fair value gap in this push down right here, and we did end up coming down and taking out this low. This is a swing low because we came up, hit this high, came down, and then came up and broke that high. So this is a swing low. We've come down to the swing low. We may have just trapped some buyers or sellers. We'll see. I still like to short right here, to be honest. See if I can find any reasons to not be short. Okay, so we did get a bearish divergence here. Okay, so higher highs on our price, lower highs on our oscillator. Same on our Chart Prime Oscillator Pro Plus. Don't forget to check out Chart Prime, guys. 45% off it. Your first month. Link in the description box down below. Get all the trading lessons that you know, and from Alex O Crypto and the OC guy. And yeah, check them out. Check it out. I'm still long already. Took 2/3 profit, waiting for 105.250 from my last TP. Well, yeah. Come now, swing wide those gates. What I heard was put life savings on a short. That's exactly what I said, Dreamer. That's exactly what I said. Do it. Do it. All I have to do is say not financial advice, and I'm in the clear. but you should do it. Do it. Just kidding. Don't do that. Unless it's what you want to do, okay? Why do you keep saying click the likes? What's going on? Oh, we're past my time. Yeah, this is looking bearish. Let's see. Is there anything else? Let's see. All right. Let's try to bring in some stuff here. All right, so we do have a point of control down here at about 103,500. Do have a nice little level bump here at 104. So we could come down to that. The next level that I'd be looking for potential take profit is at 104,450. Let's zoom it on in just a little bit. Life savings 100x, yes, and also put a lien on your house. Go and take out a $20,000 loan, or what the highest loan that you can possibly get. Go and take it out. Don't forget to max out all of your credit cards, and yeah, just buy the dip, because Link is going to $800 and Bitcoin is going to $500,000 within the next let's just call it a day. That's what we'll call it a day. But the day is like in God's time, so you have to figure that out. So it's more like an hour, or maybe even just 1 second, maybe even a fraction of a second. It is God's time. Who knows? This is going to be the potential. We might see a potential short-term bounce here and come up here and retest this here. This upwards trending support, flip it to resistance, and then come back down, at least down to the point of control here at 104,930. So yeah. Then you got this little nugget down here, this little crest of the wave at about 103. So definitely, yeah. So if you lose that, you'll probably come straight down to there. And if we push up here, we start to see some volume coming in. Our oscillators are still looking bearish. Then we'll want to fire off the short and then take profit. Take profit. Go long. Because we're breaking all-time highs, baby. I don't care what anybody says. I'd rather buy penguins than farts. What are y'all talking about? It retests that trend line. I'll go short. There you go. And guys and gals, trend line, alert, create. Okay? Use the alerts to your advantage, especially if you are swing trading. If you are swing trading, use your alerts. Find support and resistance levels. Set alerts there. Find key levels. Look at that. 786 is right there at that notch down there. 103, 163. We also, I could tell just by the structure that on a higher time frame, this is going to be an order block. Order block is just a fancy way of saying demand. This is a demand zone. And I demand that price goes to the demand zone so I can buy cheaper. Right? Let's get into discount, which is everything below the 50% retracement. Let's get into discount, and then we look for the reversal. So if we come up here, and then we come down here, and then come down here, then we come up like this, and we get the break of the low, or break of the high rather, and you get the pullback on top of that, go long, holla at your boy. I'll see you on the moon. Okay? We'll see. WC, you have a CME just below that, so if it follows that part, follows that part, I would suspect it take out the CME at 92,525. I don't know if we can go back to 90K and still be bullish. Like, short to mid-term. We go back to 90K, it's probably going to be another 5 months before before we get bullish again. So yeah, not out of the question though. Of course, go to the daily and see. I even have that CME gap marked out. See, but where's the volume? Volume's down here at 97,300. And that could be what our ABC takes us down to. See, when does... I like Tom Crown's new saying, stay in May, moon in June. This is what I've been seeing a lot of people drawing out, actually. And you know what? It makes a lot of sense. I think this might be what we get. We might finally get our ABC that we've been waiting for. And this might have actually been the start of the 5-wave impulse like I originally thought. And then you get 1, 2, 3, 4. And then you get that final 5th wave push to the upside. Then you get your ABC. And then you start the next 5-wave impulse to the upside. So I think it's playing out exactly how we thought it was playing out. I was getting a little tricked out a little bit, but faked out. But it's coming full circle now. So this might go much lower than this. Okay? So just beware. Beware. 97 to 98K was on the table just a week ago, and it's still on the table because that is what we've been thinking. See, there you go. LOL, Z-Wave. All right, guys, I'm way past my time again. Yeah, use your alerts, people. Especially if you have premium. What are you doing? You got like 400 alerts. You should set every single one of them. Use every single one of those bad boys. All right. LBC, did you learn your marker session and false move Monday stuff from Forex? The first time I ever heard the saying false move was from some guy named Tino from Traders Reality. The false move. And then I found, because this is what Tino always talked about. He always talked about how price will go into an area, they'll trick you one side and then push you to the other side. And then I found ICT. And then I realized people are just taken from ICT. And then I realized all ICT does is reframe stuff from a time and price perspective, which makes sense when you look at the algorithms and how algorithms run on time and price. And it works. So there you go. But anyways, I'm going to get to the point to where I'm so delirious that I'm not making sense. So it's time to say goodbye. Ooh. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for joining me. I do appreciate each and every single last one of you, as always. Hopefully you were able, seems like a couple of you were able to get some new things from tonight's stream, which is always the goal. Sorry, I'm trying not to yawn. Okay, it's passed. Yeah, hope you guys got something from the stream. As always, you know, I'm always trying to help in any way that I possibly can, even if it's me just talking stuff out and you saying, no, that sounds dumb. You know, and if that helps you somehow, then cool. That's all I'm looking for, is to help to the best of my abilities. So just sharing you guys stuff that I have learned over the last 4 years. Four and a half years. That's crazy. And sharing all my experiences and all that stuff. And I can't wait to share my Vegas experience with you guys. I think that's going to be fun. And can't wait to share it with friends in the space too. Other content creators and the sorts and all the sorts. But anyways, I'm gonna go to bed. I'm yawning too much. I need to go ahead and say goodbye, okay? Don't forget to come back tomorrow for Good Morning Crypto with BC Port Corp. Following him, we'll have the morning market report with the Army Piper, hopefully, and the OC guy, hopefully. And then we'll have the OC, trading with OC in the evening, and then late night, we'll be right back for another Markets After Dark, where we go mad on the charts. I hope you all have an amazing, beautiful, wonderful, radical sleep. Be kind, be careful, be good, rep your hood. Mad love. Peace out. Good night. Bye.
We're crunching all the data, making money moves fast. From Wall Street to the blockchain, making predictions last. Community together in this financial blast. Markets after dark, that shatter ceilings made of glass. Mad on the charts with Lunar's bright lights. Crypto markets soaring through the night. Follow the trend, see future in sight. It's markets after dark, live financial flight. From Bitcoin to Ethereum, we're mapping the road. Stock tips and insights, secrets ready to unload. Trading strategies, sharp on knowledge be showed. Let Lunar Beaches guide you to the mother lode. Economic loops and the way the dollar flows. Community vibes where everybody grows. Analyzing trends while the world lays low. Markets after dark, where only brilliance shows. Hit that subscribe and join the ride in the world of finance, where fortunes collide. Lunar's path will be your guide through the market storm or the market tide. On the charts with Lunar's bright light. Crypto markets soaring through the night. From Bitcoin markets soaring fast. Markets after dark, that shatter ceilings made of glass. Mad on the charts with Lunar's bright light. Crypto markets soaring through the night. Follow the trend, see the future in sight. It's markets after dark, the financial flight. From Bitcoin to Ethereum, we're mapping the road. Stock tips and insights, secrets ready to unload. Trading strategies, sharp our knowledge be showed. Let Lunar Beaches guide you to the mother lode. Economic loops and the way the dollar flows. Community vibes where everybody grows. Analyzing trends while the world...
Don't forget to go over to X tomorrow night for Billy Goat Tales, at Billy Goat Tales, for another amazing Billy Goat Tales. Hashtag Givers Gain, baby. Mad love. Peace.